dear children, Namaste. This is Ambika, your biology master teacher, right here on the super amazing platform of Vedantu. Well, guys, I know exam season has begun for many of you, whether you are in class 9, 10, or even a younger or an older grade, doesn't matter. I know we are nearing the end of the academic year, and probably that sort of final exam pressure and stress is building up in your minds, right? So today I want to talk to you about something that's going to be very, very useful and very, very special for all of you. Okay. So yes, let me just get started. As part of the Indian culture, the importance of what we call a routine, a daily routine, dinacharya as we call it, has always been very, very important. Of course, I am a person who strongly believes in that. And I think even as young as you guys, like as teenagers, it's very important to inculcate that sort of a daily routine and self-discipline. Okay, so we all know about that. But today, I don't want to talk to you about any strict routine that you must be following. Rather, there is something very, very special, yet very simple, that you guys can incorporate in your morning routine to make your day extra special. And every single day is going to be extra special with this. So what is it? I'm going to be telling you 3 superfoods, if included in your morning routine, will definitely bring a huge positive change in your lives. Now, this is not something that I have read up from somewhere or heard from someone or anything like that. These 3 superfoods are foods that I have tried and tested in my own life, and I have seen a huge change in the way overall health is. Right, children? Of course, there are certain things that we cannot avoid in life. If at all that does come, like some kind of ailment does affect us, of course, we'll have to deal with it. But then there are certain very simple things that we can take care of. And I think morning food, breakfast, as we can also call it, has a major role to play in the quality of your health. So yes, here we get started. Honestly, I have put the best of these 3 for the very end. Okay, so the best will be coming at the end. Let us get started. I think 1 and 2, most of you would be knowing about. The third one, probably some of you may not be aware of it. It's going to be something very special. Food number 1, something that every Indian mom, every Indian grandmother keeps talking about: dry fruit and nut. Yes, badam, pista, walnuts, raisins, dates. All of these have always been part of a rich diet according to the Indian culture, right? So I would strongly recommend eating at least 1 fistful of dry fruit and nut to get your morning started. So it can either be along with your breakfast, it could either be before you have your main breakfast, or it could be a little after that also. That is completely up to you. But then at least I would say 7 to 10 almonds soaked overnight and peeled and eaten, included in your daily diet, can bring a huge impact in your health, in your overall health, because badam or almonds have always been known to be a very, very rich source of a lot of nutrients. But not just almonds, that's exactly why I was listing out all the other dry fruit and nut also. So, of course, too much is also not good, but a fistful as part of your morning routine is definitely going to do you a lot of good, because first of all, it's a healthy source of natural sugars. Secondly, it's a rich source of good fat, okay? Good fat. And thirdly, it's a very rich source of fiber. So what does fiber do to you? A lot of fiber included in your diet can feed the good bacteria which are in your gut, in your alimentary canal, and as a result, your digestive health would be hugely boosted. Why is it important to have good digestive health? Because that's going to add to your overall health. Sound digestive system is actually said to be the core of good health. Okay, children? So, dry fruit and nut as part of morning routine. Secondly, what we call ragi. right? So I think it's always been a part of the Karnataka diet. I think in Karnataka, in the state of Karnataka in India, it's part of the common man's diet. Ragi in different forms. I'm sure all of my Kannadiga children out here would know about ragi mudde, which is like a very, very popular food item in Karnataka. Not just that, I think in all other parts of our country as well, ragi consumed in different forms, either as a porridge, maybe like you could use ragi, the sprouted ragi dried and in its powdered form or something like that. Cook it with some water. Probably you could add a little bit of jaggery or a little bit of unrefined sugar or whatever, however you like tasting. Some people do like adding curd and salt also to it. So however your mom, your grandmother, or anyone, any elders in your family have been following recipes of ragi, either ragi roti, that's also a very good source. Try including ragi as part of your morning routine, because again, this is a very, very rich source of calcium and a very good source of a lot of other nutrients, iron as well. And so on and on and on, a lot of nutrients. Again, it does add to a lot of fiber content as well. Okay, so ragi is my superfood number 2. Superfood number 3 is something that I'm sure people in the states of Kerala and Tamil Nadu would definitely know. Maybe people from other states might also have heard about it. It's called fermented rice. Okay, so it's called by different names. I know fermented rice seems like a very, very sophisticated term, but then it's called by different terms in different local languages. So you might be able to recognize it if I described what it's like to you. Fermented rice is nothing but rice which was being cooked. Say, for example, today I'm cooking rice for dinner. The leftover rice, instead of discarding it or throwing it away, what I would do is I would just keep it in a vessel and I would pour some water, enough water to keep it soaked. And I would leave it overnight. Okay, so what's happening when I'm leaving this cooked rice soaked overnight for about 8 to 12 hours? What would happen? The good bacterial content, the content of good bacteria in this particular food is going to multiply many-fold. And as a result, a lot of B vitamins, a lot of iron, a lot of other minerals, which you may not get from any other source of food, it has been scientifically proven that these nutrients multiply like up to 120% than the original normal cooked rice. So of course, brown rice is said to be the best, but even white rice does come with its own set of benefits. So whatever kind of rice it may be, I would suggest fermented rice is a very, very, very super, extremely extraordinary, I would say. I can't really think of any special word for it, but it's supposed to be extremely good in not just boosting your digestive health, but it has a lot of other benefits like cooling down your overall body temperature, bringing about a balance in your hormonal levels, which again for teenagers is very, very important, and a lot more. And again, as I said, all these nutrients available to you in such an amount that you may not be able to avail these nutrients in any other form. Of course, multivitamin tablets and all of those are very, very easily available forms, but nothing like natural foods, right? So these days, honestly, I must say this also, because vegetables and fruits as well do come with their own set of pesticide levels. So of course, they can be included, but then the problem is once we consume them in a cooked form, especially vegetables, they are losing a lot of their nutritive value. So we may end up living our lives with a lot of deficiencies. So fermented rice is a very good option. So some of you might wonder, oh, but rice soaked in water overnight, what does it taste like? So yes, children, there are very good ways of enjoying this. I think in my family culture, how it's commonly enjoyed is, This soaked rice, do not discard the water entirely, just keep the water aside, probably like drain the water, keep it in a separate bowl. And this rice which was soaked, you could probably mash it in a mixer or something like that if you want it to be like really pasty, okay, really soft in texture. And to that you could add some salt, add this water also in which it was soaked in, add some curd along with it, fresh curd, and probably like some shallots or those tiny little red onions that we get, pieces of those, maybe a little bit of hing or asafoetida as it's commonly called, or green chilies, so many different things that you could add to it, and just enjoy it like a cool drink in your morning routine. That's it. Children, ask your parents or grandparents about this. Our country has a rich culture of agriculture, right? So many years before what we are living now, many years before we became modern individuals, I think when farming was the main occupation for most of our population, this kind of fermented rice used to be part of breakfast. Rather, it used to be breakfast itself for most of these people who would spend out many hours in the sunlight, in the hot sun, working in their agricultural farms and fields. This is something that would not let you get a sunstroke. Yes, children? So especially in the hot summer months, this is going to do you a lot of good. So yes, that is my superfood number 3, children. I would honestly recommend try each of these out, maybe not immediately, but at least one at a time. Incorporate these as part of your morning routine. See the difference for yourselves. But you have to be patient. At least try this for about 3 to 4 weeks and then come back and tell me what it was like. Right, children? If there's anything more that you would like to add to this as well, please feel free to add it in the comment section below. But then here is my tip for you, because I have tried and tested all of these. I still like enjoying these as part of my daily routine. So do give it a shot and tell me how it has brought a positive change in your lives. And until we meet again, stay home, stay strong, stay healthy. Bye-bye.